Yeah, the build up to this Games is very, very different from, let's say, 2016, where I'd raced 4 or 5 times prior to, and so it was very, normal. You're in that racing rhythm. Whereas this year, to race once before the Olympics is very, very strange. But I mean, that's just kind of what it is. We kind of got a taste of this last year when there was very, very few races, and obviously the Olympics was postponed. So you kind of have already had a little bit of practice of dealing with a lot of unknowns and dealing with a lot of changes that happen constantly. You're just constantly adapting to whatever the new protocols are, or whatever races can happen and are not going to happen. No, for me at least, there's not really a big problem that I only have one race and then quite a large gap until the Olympics. I mean, I've been doing this for many, many years now, so I feel I can take a lot of confidence that I am sort of a racer naturally. I don't need a lot of racing to get into that rhythm. I can just turn up on a start line whenever and be ready to go. So for me, just actually having a nice block, I'll be training out of Boulder, Colorado, and just be able to get in some nice solid training there. I think will actually suit me quite well, and yeah, hopefully that prepares me for Tokyo and having the best race I possibly can have there. Oh yes, definitely. I mean, to have it a year postponed, perhaps some people think, oh, it's just a year, but it's pretty massive that you have this Olympic, almost you could say burden in a way, on you for another whole year. I mean, it's great and I'm super excited to race, but there's a lot of other stuff that comes with the Olympics being postponed, that you have to sort of manage those emotions and expectations and pressure and everything else for another year amongst COVID. It's definitely quite a lot, and something I hope no one else has to ever deal with, the next generation. But yeah, really excited that it's finally here, and get to race. Yeah, so what the biggest difference between sort of the Olympic Games and sort of racing the series is that it's a one-day event where everything matters. Whereas when you're racing on the series, it's your best average, right? So you can have a race that's maybe not super great and still win or do well in the series. But the Olympics, it's one day, and it's that one day that matters for the last 4 to 5 years of your life, which is massive, and you don't always get another second chance at it. I think for myself, this will be my last Olympics, so I'm not going to go to Paris. So I'm at the top of my game. Tokyo is the day that matters for me. So yeah, that's an extra amount of sort of pressure that you have to sort of deal with. And then the field is different because it's a much smaller field because of the limited amount of people that can qualify. For example, if you take the US women, they are so strong and have like 7 or 8 amazing women, but 3 can go. Same with the British ladies. So that really changes the field because you'll have, you can just change the makeup of the field, and can really actually alter how the race can play out in perhaps maybe good or bad ways if I think about it for myself. But yeah, it's just a different experience racing at the Olympic Games.